In this video, you'll be learning how to calculate and create your pleats. And we have three types of pleats. We have box pleat, kissing pleat or inverted pleat, and knife pleat. Now for our box pleat and kissing pleat is the same method. One is the reverse of the other. So for the calculation, you do the number of tucks times number of pleats. Now the tuck is the fold. This is what tuck is. So the size of the tuck, the size of the tuck times the number of pleats. So the size that you're tucking in, like this. So I'm using 8 times the number of pleats, which is 6. So equals to 48. 48 plus, let me calculate. 8 times 6, 48, then plus the waist measurement, which is 34, equals to 82. 82 plus 2 for zip allowance. So the total number that you need is 84. So I'm going to measure 84. So this is my 84. So I'm going to put a pin. So I'll know that point. Okay, let me just mark. So I'll know that point. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll start. Okay, you need to calculate this placement of the pleat. So it's with 34 divided by 6. So we'll have 34 divided by 6. So we have 5.6 rather. So I will just bring it down to 5.5 so that it will be easy for us to calculate. So the next thing I'll do, I'll start measuring. Since we have 6 pleats, we'll have one at our center front, 2 at our side front, 2 at our side back, and 1 at our center back. So I'll be starting from our center back. So the first thing I'll do, I'll leave 1 inch. 1 inch is for my zip allowance. So I'll mark that 1 inch. 1 inch. Then I'll measure my first tuck. Now the tuck is 8 inches, but because this is half of 1 pleat, I will do 4. The other half will appear at the other end. So when you zip, it will show up. So this is 4. Then I'll fold. I'll put a pin. Then you measure from this. Don't measure from here. Measure from here. Where is close to the zip. So you measure 5.5. Mark. So 5.5 is the distance between each pleat. So you mark that point. Then you now measure 8 inches, which is the size of the tuck. Mark, then fold together. So I'm going to be putting my pin this way. So this is my, then I'll get the midpoint of that, of my tuck. Then I'll put, let me put pin. Then from the middle point, you measure your distance between the pleat. So we're using 5.5. Mark, then measure 8. So you continue the process until you get to the other end. So you go ahead and still measure the distance between the pleats, 5.5, then measure 8, the size of the tuck. 8, then you so I'll go along and do the same thing until I get to the other end. So you measure your 5.5 distance between the pleats, then measure the size of the tuck. Now the size of the tuck of this one now is 4 inch, which is the other side of the first one that I did. So you see, I'm just going to fold and I'll have my remaining 1 inch on this side. So what you need to do, if I was making a pleated skirt, I will just cut off, and so the next thing, I'll start getting the middle of each and secure it. Get the middle of each. And secure. Get the middle. Get the middle. Now, so this is my, now like I said, box pleat is the reverse of kissing pleat. So in front is kissing pleat, at the back is box pleat. So if you want to do a box pleat, you will fold it, you make your pleats at the other end of it. So this is what it will look like. So this is my so this is how you achieve your pleat. Then for knife pleats, just times your waist measurement times 3. once you get that value, all you just need to do, assuming I've times my waist measurement by 3 and this is it, then plus 2 inches zip allowance. What you just need to do is to leave your zip allowance 1 inch, mark, then measure. You can decide to use 3 inches, you can decide to use 4 inches, whatever value you want to use, it's up to you. So I'm using 4, so I'll mark my 4, then I'll fold and secure it with a pin. Then from this, the end of the pleat, you measure 4 again and pleat. So your pleat is coming, there's no space in between each pleat, so there is one after the other. So you see, from the end of the pleat, you measure 4, mark and fold until you get to the end of the other side. And you can, when you get to the middle point, you can flip it so that it will look like this at the middle point, so that this pleat goes this way, the other side goes the other way. So that's how you achieve your knife pleat. Or you can go one-sided till you get to the end. Thanks for watching.